We're going to talk about the NBA FBI scandal. So there was, I think this was on Thursday of last week, Wednesday of last week, where the FBI made some arrests involving Heat guard Terry Rozier and Chauncey Phillips, both being arrested from their jobs. Rozier, Heat guard. Phillips was the
Phillips
coach. Phillips was the coach for the. Sorry, I wrote down the wrong name for the Portland Trailblazers. So there you go. Basically, what is behind this is there were people within the organization revealing information to bettors on players involving Rozier and all that stuff. And there were people who were betting like 40,000 on bets, 20,000 on bets, and they were making a profit within, the betting realm. And there were so many bets going through that these betting apps refused to accept bets.
Yeah, so that part was Terry Rozier, and then there's the whole Chauncey Billups part where he was playing illegal poker games with the gosh darn mafia.
Yeah. Mafia.
Where he was also saying when he's, hey, we've got this, Portland has this game coming up. I'll do this, and this, bet on it, and mainly with Rozier, especially, there were times where he would just, sub out of the game with a foot injury or something, and it's there was no prior injury. There was no even injury report of him missing, practices and stuff. And then all of a sudden, he's subbing out mid-game. It all seemed suspicious, and this had been, from everything I had seen on it, this has been a 3-4 year FBI investigation that they finally were able to arrest Rozier, Billups, and there were 30 other people arrested and indicted on this lawsuit.
Phillips and Rozier are the main guys with this from the NBA.
Yeah, in terms of the sports world, those are the two main guys. They're this is still an ongoing investigation, so for all we know, those there could be a lot more to come out of this. But I think the funniest part of this whole thing for me was when they were talking about it, whether it was Thursday or Friday morning on ESPN on one of their talk shows. In the bottom by the ticker, while they're talking about this whole thing, they have an ESPN bet ad post going on, and just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they take the whole ticker off. I'm like, oh, they didn't realize what they did. But that's the problem, though. All these major markets are sponsored and just pushing sports gambling, and sports gambling has turned into a giant thing in the U.S. in general, and now it's when you get a lot of people with money and you get everybody involved, somehow you're going to find a way to turn gambling into more of a thing. It just happens, but when it's professional athletes doing it, that's where the problems lie, and I hope something comes out of this that will prevent all of this insider trading stuff with gambling.
I got a couple things to say, but LeBlanc, I want to hear your thoughts.
So I want to point out there was a betting scandal not even a year ago. Do you guys remember the name Jontay Porter?
Oh yes, I remember that.
Didn't he play for the Raptors?
Yes, he did. Well, he was on a 2-way contract. He played for the G League team mostly, but he was literally betting on himself, for his props, for his assists or his thing. And I want to, do you know what happened to Jontay Porter?
Yeah, he's banned from the NBA.
Banned for life. And I want to let this out here. If Rozier was doing this, Rozier will be banned for life as well.
Way. He will be.
You need to take the standard, which was this was the standard. You fuck with the sports books, and you bet on your sport and yourself specifically. You're banned for life. And I think if that's not the punishment, then it's what's we're looking for? It's
unserious league.
Yeah, I want to jump in real quick, James, because what you brought up with Jontay Porter is interesting because Chauncey Billups in Detroit especially is a big figure because he was part of that 2004 championship for them. Chauncey Billups also is in the NBA Hall of Fame.
He is.
So if he was in part of this in any way, they're going to kick him. They have to kick him out of the Hall of Fame, right? Like, I'm not crazy for thinking this.
I feel
Like, what do you do there? What do you do there?
You can't kick him out of the hall. You kick him out of the hall. I feel like you could ban him. You could ban him from coaching, though.
Oh, he's going to get banned from coaching if he's a part of this. But like in the hall, like to be a Hall of Fame. Like I also go back to the Pete Rose thing in the MLB because like Pete Rose and gambling, this whole Pete Rose and gambling thing is what prevented him from being in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, yep.
So if you go off that standard, if you're a part of any gambling thing, no matter how good you were, you can't be in the Hall of Fame. So that precedent set, I feel like the NBA has to do something about that and maybe kick him out, but I don't know how that would go about.
Pete Rose was reinstated after he died.
He was, yeah.
This is a huge issue for a lot of reasons and a large magnitude of reasons. I'm going to speak here because I let you guys go. I need to speak. The downfall of this league in the last, I would say, 2 years needs to be studied. The amount of things that have happened with the tree company, with Kawhi Leonard, you have down viewership. Viewership is lower than what it's been. You, as well as that too, you see the younger players coming in there in the NBA aren't as exciting as the older guys, and there's a concern for the longevity of this league in terms of that. You also see this whole betting thing, and this has been issues for years. There's always problems going on in the NBA. Like, you want to go back to the 80s where they had their cocaine era. There was stuff with Michael Jordan and him with gambling and stuff, possibly, and all that.
Whole suspension, retirement, whatever that was.
Went to the MLB.
Murdered his father.
Yeah, like, there is so much bad in this league. And the amount of things that have gone on in the last few years, like it's such a horrible look for the image for this league. Horrible look.
Yeah.
The NBA as well also had what's his name? Tim Donaghy, the ref.
Oh my
who
God!
was
Yes,
fixing games while he's reffing them because he had all these bets on the games, and that was back in the early 2000s and the 90s.
Early 2000s, like. I was interviewed with Shaquille O'Neal, or you know him as Shaq, where in 04 there was a series between the Kings and the Lakers, and the Kings were up 3-2. And you know who the ref was for those games?
It was Donahue.
And Shaq said in an interview, "Well, like, did you know?" Like, he's like, I knew we were going to advance because of the ref that was reffing that game. Like he said, I knew we got those calls. Like, it's a whole thing. And like, as an NBA, as someone who does watch basketball from as much as I used to, but I've had to step away. Briefly, just because like there's just so much shit going on. There's so much bad going on. Like, down viewership. There's the new stars that come in aren't they're not like they were. It's a whole new era of the league, and just they're not as exciting. Like, I'm sorry, there's no, like, LeBron's not walking through that door and becoming 19 again. Like,
yeah,
and like,
I'm not going to act like the NHL doesn't have problems either.
No, like,
the NHL has our own problems, and I think we're all aware of that.
Yeah, and we are a hockey podcast. This is probably going to be made into a clip. We're a hockey podcast. I want to say that.
Yeah.
But I look at what's going on in the NBA right now, and I'm like, how can anybody like look at this and be like, yeah, that's a league I want to watch. That's a league I support. This has been this shit's been going on for years, and I know the NHL has its problems too, but at least we discipline people. We actually discipline our people for the most part.
Like, the first time we had any sort of like betting scandal, they made an example out of it with Pinto. It was half the season.
Yeah, they made it huge. Yeah,
you made an example out of it. I'm sorry for bringing it up, James, but like, it goes along with the point.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
They made it was the first experience of it, and they made an example out of it. You want to do this? Here's the precedent. It's half your season.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem. It's
But
I
the
don't.
problem is this: like, let's say, like, I think Rozier and Billups are in like deeper shit than Jonte Porter was. Jonte Porter
Yeah.
was betting on it. Like, I could have been just like a suspension. I couldn't, but no, like the fact that now that he's banned from the league. I'm not defending him in any way, but that seems like it's a little harsh. Like, but like,
Well, did
with
he?
with Phillips
did
and
he get
Rozier
jailed?
are in deeper shit than he is, and I guess they made an example of Jonte Porter, so they have to make an example of both of them now.
Yeah,
Did
you
he
have to
get
make
jail
him
time?
This is
Did
gonna
he get
take
jail
time.
time?
Porter. No, Porter did not get jail time.
These
No.
guys are going to get jail time.
Yeah, no.
Most likely, because they were arrested by the FBI, they will most likely be getting jail time too.
Like, it'd be one thing if, like, you were arrested by the cops. The FBI, you're fucked. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
like you're going to jail. Like,
we talk about
Patella
Rozier,
something on
they were
me,
in like rings. These are like illegal crime rings,
Yeah,
and they're
It's
in
one thing to bet on
and-
yourself and
and,
do these
like,
things, like,
they're
this
gonna,
is,
act, they're
like-
gonna act, especially like Rozier. I feel they're gonna act like they were oblivious to it, but no, like you can't be.
no, they knew what was
no,
going on.
They're going to jail, and that might be their punishment: going to jail.
Yeah,
I think, and it makes it really hard to like follow this league and get into it. Just like seeing all this negative stuff coming out of
yeah.
it. I'm worried.
It's a black
I'm concerned.
mark for sure on the league.
Oh
And-
yeah.
I don't want to point the finger, but you know I love to point the finger.
You do.
Adam Silver, who is I think he's done some really good stuff for the NBA, but he's done some very bad stuff for the NBA. This is a black mark on his record.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Is
100%.
this? I want to pose this question to you guys. Is this the biggest like league-wide scandal since the Chicago Black Sox, almost a century ago?
Ooh.
Hmm.
And
There was.
for-
are we talking
for
like
the context, for the viewers who don't understand that context, the Chicago Black Sox, this was back in early 1900s, through the entire World Series. Intentionally threw it because of gambling at that time.
Except for
Is this as bad as that?
I have an example. It's not a National League. It's from the NCAA. Tim, you might know about this, but do you remember the Boston College point shaving scandal from the late 70s, early 80s? There's a whole ESPN 30 for 30 about it.
I don't know that one.
The mafia got in with the Boston College basketball team, and they had a point shaving scandal. And there's a whole
I remember that. I
entire
think I
team got arrested. So they had guys in there who got NBA tryouts, and they had to get pulled from that because of what happened. That was huge at the time. That really regulated betting in the NCAA until now we have the sports books. But yeah, I think it's just huge. Like, I think it's of that. I don't think it's of the magnitude of the Black Sox scandal, because that Black Sox scandal was. I know it wasn't. It was bad then, but there's movies about that shit. There's movies about it. There's multiple books about it. This is serious, but I don't think it's like the magnitude of that. They will get more consequences for this. Yes, they will. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be something we're going to be following here throughout the podcast. I do want to say I really liked bringing in this Hot Topics thing because we can talk about other things around sports instead of
Yeah, it allows us to talk about a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, and I think this is something that I'm going to be monitoring and we're going to be following here. And this,
100%.
again, like we see with the World Junior scandal and then the whole thing with the Mitch Love thing that just came out today with the Capitals, like those things are going to take time because they are going to go through the judicial system. They're going to go through the courts. They're going to go through trials. This is going to take time. And we're going to be following this the whole way through. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
And
So there you go.
I just want to point out one thing. Yes, you're in deep shit, but innocent until proven guilty. That's how the justice system is going to work. That's what it always has been.
Yep.
So
Yep. There you go. But it's looking like they're guilty.
it is. Yeah, but like you can't like
No, that's
you
wrong.
can't, it's not. It's never guilty until proven innocent though. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This
totally
is true.
agree.